Vital part of it, didn't they? The Americans kicked one in off the post, and then at the end of the game, well, it hit straight out in front. Still got to be kicked, but a very good victory nonetheless. So let's hope for the same in this one between Kenya and Russia. Russia, who have looked pretty encouraging to me early on, as have Kenya. So this one here, it's got the makings of being as an exciting game as we've just seen.
Well, good for those who've sat out the whole day and gone through the appalling weather. Best time of the day now. Well, here at Kenya, and I guess somehow these conditions, because it's still greasy on the surface and difficult handling with a wet ball, I don't think it's favoured Kenya at all. But this season, well, they had a dreadful start, but they've really picked things up thanks to the return of the new captain Collins Injera and his brother Humphrey Kayangi, who's now based at Bristol University in England. But as you know, it really depends what's in their head and how they feel confident or not, and who scores first. To me, this looks like the best Russian lineup we've seen. Look at the top five, really: Ostryshko, Gostiev, Perov, Goroshilov, and the will-o'-the-wisp, Alexander Yanyushkin. Added to that, two of the young new boys in Nikolai Zaborzin and Denis Simplikovic. Well, the floodlights are on. Don't know if it'll dry out the surface much, but at least it's lightened the day. And a home-based referee, not from Tokyo, but from Fukuoka, Akahiso Aso, who is the company team referee for the Coca-Cola Red West Sparks. You might get a contrast of styles here. Free running athleticism of the Kenyans, and rather more the Russians who love to go into contact. Race already with Simplikovic. Nice pass inside. Zaborzin. Very good tackle from Simiu. Returned again to Simplikovic. Good chance here for Russia. Your scrum half, you can take the short side. You've got a penalty though. Yanyushkin across, and Gostiev. Two men on the right, used as decoys in front of the post. Yanyushkin, clever little boy, and this is Ostryshko. I thought he might be the key man. So many times he has in recent seasons, and remarkably, it's only his 11th tournament, and his average is as high as anyone's in the game who's played more than 10 tournaments. 4 tries per game.
Well, quite incredible coming from a team like Russia, isn't it? But when we have a look at that build-up right from the kickoff and how they created this try, this was without no mistakes in this movement whatsoever. They got awarded the penalty, finished off beautifully by Ostryshko on the outside there. Good work by Yanyushkin as well with the pass and the conversion. So an ideal start, a perfect start by the Russian team. Showed a willingness to get the ball to the outside, were able to bring the play back, had the power to take it through the middle. Well played.
Well, I think we've seen a lot of the potential. Henry Paul, the coach, has I know he's disappointed in Hong Kong. They beat Japan, beat Guyana, gave Portugal a scare, my goodness. But I think the potential is enormous, particularly now as it's a game that is in the schools, because it's an Olympic sport. It means it gets into the sporting schedule. Got a man down there, I think it's Goroshilov. Kenya come back. They like some freedom. They eschew the direct contacts. They love to spread. Conditions not perfect for that. Simiu goes wide. Need a switch maybe. 2 meters away from the goal line. And the penalty.
Very harsh call by the referee.
Simiu Can he reach it? He's got it. It's Humphrey Kyangi. What a reach. How helpful it is to be 6'7" and an arm that's twice as long as mine.
Well, 6'7" used all of it, didn't he, with incredible reach out there. I thought the penalty was very harsh going back there, but played quickly, good awareness. Well, here he is, close to the line. You're not going to say he's low, is he? He's not low to the ground. Now he is. Reaches out, absolutely no problem as he's going down. Well played and good awareness.
He's the only person in this tournament who could have scored that.
You're probably right.
He's such a lovely guy. He's probably liked as much as anyone. So, here we go. One of those lovely close encounters. 5-7. Well, many people would say he's just a lovely, lovely player.
Well, it was the ideal reply from Kenya. Russia, having started so well, dominating the first 2 minutes. The next 2 minutes has been about Kenya. Let's see if Russia can take this kick-off and control possession as they did at the start of the game.
I think this won't be decided until the last minute of the game. It's one of those, it just has all those ingredients. Here are Russia now then. Disappointed as not becoming one of the qualifiers for the core teams of next season. Samplikovic, Denis Samplikovic from the NSA club. Here he goes again. Powerful and quick. That's a lovely kick through. Chased all the way by Zaporizin. A lovely bounce. And they retake the lead. Good work. Tremendous work from Samplikovic. And then Nikolai Zaporizin knew exactly what was on.
Well, we said, could they do the same from the kickoff? And they have done. Just one possession, one try. And it was the start of the game was Samplikovic who did all the good work. Here he beats 3 men, gets on the outside, shows the awareness about him, tight to the touchline, no left foot, that doesn't matter. Cover coming across, kicks ahead, beautifully weighted kick. And it was your man on the inside, number 11, Zaporizin, who's there. The ball sits up nicely. Very well taken try.
Tell you what, Samplikovic knows how to use a handoff, doesn't he?
Certainly does.
14-5. So they've got to score twice, Kenya, to come back. Kyangi enveloped by Gorochilov. Can they release Collins Injera, one of the quickest in the tournament? Well, pace here too. Felix Ayangi, he's no slouch. Turnover ball by the look of it. Yes, it is. Flicked away by Perov. Once again, the new boy, Samplikovic, and the other man who supported him, Zaporizin, for the last try. Alexander Yanyushkin. Coolly done. Adongo, but he's now isolated. Needs support. Humphrey, he'll go the length of the field if he feels like it. Another turnover ball, and away it goes with Ostrushko. Ostrushko on his own. Well, tremendous counter-rucking there by Russia. And Ostrushko, open field on the blind side, and that puts Kenya in real trouble now.
Well, it all came from the turnover, but as you called it, Nigel, just if he feels like it, if they want to do it, the Kenyans, but just lazy and on support there. It was very good counter-rucking, but the Russians are going to come into contact, aren't they? They want to be in there, and Ostrushko does very well, doesn't he? Assists the situation well. The ball was available. He knew there was no cover down that left-hand side. Held it nicely.
He did indeed, and he's shown his experience. 6 years ago, he made his debut. 21-5. Half time. Richard Chola, and disappointment. You know, and you think back to last week, and Kenya didn't get the luck of the bans. I remember they lost to England 17-21. They were very close with Samoa and Argentina, and then second day beat France comfortably, and the USA as well. But what I think has fascinated me in a way is that I think at last Russia have got their best 7 out starting the game, and they haven't done that before. These top 5 that I mentioned at the start, I thought were, you know, absolute certs to start for every game because they're experienced and they are their best players. It's paying off now.
Certainly has. It was a very good first half display by the Russian side, and they've totally outplayed Kenya, haven't they? For the dominated 5.5 minutes of that first half, and very impressive display. I'm sure Coach Henry Ball will be very happy with it, and that's very positive signs out there from this Russian side.
Well, they have a real strength in their forwards. They've had some remarkable results over the years. Even recent times, wasn't long ago they drew 17-all with England.
Just find it quite interesting, Dave. You know, just to run a little comparison between the 15s that we saw the Russians play in the World Cup and what we're in the Rugby 15s World Cup and what they played in the 7s. Technically, these guys to me look much better. They're lower at the breakdown, much more effective because you have to, because the guys are isolated, and the ball has been delivered a lot quicker. They're really promising signs here.
Looking sharp, looking confident. Good work here. Galinovsky's come on as replacement. He's the one setting that up. Now it's Zaporzin. And little Yanyuskin being pushed away. Nyambu changing the lineup. Ayangi doing well here though. This is Collins Injera. Hasn't had a chance. Maybe this first. Yanyuskin chasing hard. Doing well. Sensible knockback. I know it's not an easy one, but he saved the day there, did Dmitry Perov. Knew if he hadn't obstructed that advance, Kenya were going to be in.
Well, Kenya played very well out of a defensive situation here. Zinjiro with, well, as you say, one of his first opportunities to tap back. Well, he possibly could have controlled a little bit better. No option there for the try scorer Druskov to kick it out. And now under a little bit of pressure, let's see if they're going to stop. Will they compete, go up in the air, or stay on the ground and try and just put the squeeze on them? Everyone staying down, organise the defensive line and take the space up as quickly as possible.
NATO Simiyu waits because Dennis Ombachi has come on. They need something, if only to boost their morale, which must be a bit low, and here it is. Well, Horace Otieno won't get an easier chance of scoring a try than that.
Well, they decided to compete at the line out time. They did all the hard work, but again, 2 slapbacks have cost them. This one here was very clumsy. The lift was very good. Just have a look here, but it was just tapped down, and there it is, another tap back to no one. You've got to get your hands on the ball in that situation. But, well, it brings Kenya back into it.
Time enough, 5 minutes still to play, and it's only a 9-point margin. We've seen that turn around many a time. 21-12. So Russia can't relax, can't sit on their laurels. Even Kotov. He was cut off too. Oh, and here they come again. Kenya. Same guy. Horace Otieno, 2 within 30 seconds.
Well, you called it, Nigel. You said there's plenty of time left in this one. And sure enough, there is. Sloppy work from the kicker. Well, let's go back to the kickoff. Poor kickoff, but Russia had control of the ball. They decided to bring it down to the right when Blaz was stacking up out on the left-hand side and losing the ball in contact. If you lose the one-on-one, you're putting your team under a real difficulty. And have a look what happened there. Big handoff from Otieno, but easy running again. Well, right back in it, only Australia by 4 points now.
Well, I'm sure they're watching him, Mwamba, the club of Horace Otieno, and saying, You owe us a pint, mate. 21-17. Well, two of the best contests of the day, by far. The last one with the USA and Hong Kong, and now Kenya, Russia. Russia hoping to wind down the clock, but that's not helped because it'll be a throw into Kenya on the 22. It went out on the full.
Poorly executed kick, wasn't it? Yeah, the space, there was no sweeper in behind. I don't know what he was looking towards the touchline for, but
it was sort of I don't know, the wrong instinct, wasn't it? I mean,
certainly.
Attack is often the best form of defence, particularly in sevens. If they're trying to wind down the clock, no chance at that stage, because it would, at best, it would have given Kenya the throw in. This work is a bit better with the kick though. Covering now is Odongo. Fitness comes in here in a big time. Second man in, he just landed on top of the ball and the man after the tackle. Big chance here for Russia if they've got it. It's there with Yanyushkin. Now then, Zitadov. Flicked away by Perov that time. How good is the Kenyan defence going to be here? They're on the rack at the moment and they haven't got the ball and they still need to score. Another one here and that'll settle it. This is Zivatov. Oh, he's fallen over Gostusev, but he recovered. He wasn't tackled, so he didn't have to release it. And that is curtains, just about, I would think. A minute and a half to go.
Well, he just about made a complete meal of this, didn't he? The tap was taken quickly, good awareness on the outside. They knew the space was there. Well worked. Okay, it's very easy. We can talk about 2-on-1s, but they've still got to be picked off, don't they? Well worked in that situation here. And Gostev goes over. See here, drawing the player in the last man. There it is. Just the roll, the dive, over the line. Well played, Russia.
I think he did it twice just to make people feel that when he did it the first time, it was on purpose. So there he is. Yuri Gostusev from the NSA club. First try here or in Hong Kong last week. And a very important one too. 26-17 and just under a minute. Not impossible, but highly unlikely. And Akihisa Aso saying, no, we've got to start. What is Yanyushkin doing? Ballet exercise? Taken in by Ambaka. Ayangi, and now into the hands of Ayangi. Okay. There's the two-try scorer, Otieno. Oh dear. Well, when it rains, it pours. And that's been the case for Kenya in the last couple of minutes. Well, slippery surface, isn't it? Dmitry Perov down then. 5 seconds to go. So relief for Russia. Special relief for Henry Paul. But that kick should have gone out, shouldn't it? So you never know. The points differential can play a big part when you decide who's going to be playing who tomorrow in the knockout rounds. Kenya with one last chance. Extended by a penalty.
Players coming in from the side there, and it's still going. We cannot, of course, finish the game with a penalty, so it'll be play on.
29-year-old Humphrey Kayangi, former captain, his brother is now. Not a bad kick for Odongo to chase. No, it isn't. That's it. It goes into touch. Well, it was a good encounter. This we thought it would be close. Indeed, it was. But a good win for Russia. They played some good sevens in that and deserved the win. 26-17. Now let's hear from Scotty Hastings.
Well, thank you, Nigel, and I think what we've seen over the last couple of ties is certainly an improvement on the conditions. Have led to more free-flowing play amongst the teams and more action certainly coming up.